Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Chicago is one of the top media markets in the country, so it makes some sense. But I gotta tell you, Philadelphia, not far behind. Cleveland, Ohio, not far behind. I would guess that precedent is now set.
They now would be paying, based on the last 12 months numbers, they'd be paying an additional $81.6 million in taxes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome to InGame Live PrimeTime on a Friday night. Matt Perrault and Dave Sharapan with you for the next couple of hours here on SportsGrid as we walk you through everything happening on a Friday night. Plus, well, Dave is wearing a lot of green and a Mavericks hat, which I don't really understand the context here. But we got game one of the Cup Finals tomorrow, Florida. Home ice against Edmonton. Baseball over in London to get into. How are you, sir, on a Friday night? I hear the chat's already open, so you don't have to ask. We're all good. Everyone's going to communicate with us during this 2-hour jaunt.
Can't wait. Great to see you. I just saw you. We talked a lot about the Boston Celtics, and you've been bloviating all day. You were bloviating all night, and that's fine. I said, what am I going to wear tonight? I will dress up for the NBA Final show with you. Sport coated up, but the Celtics T-shirt, I couldn't go full ensemble, though, because I said, you know what? The series isn't over. I don't want to come on in all Celtics green gear, but I went to the old school Mavericks logo because it might take Dirk Nowitzki, Mark Aguirre, any other past, even Jason Kidd when he played for the Mavericks, to come back and make this a series. So that was the thought. Plus, you combine these two and you get under. And that's what we're going to look at Sunday night. How about that?
Okay.
How'd we do?
Dirk plays for the Celtics, just for the record. There is a Dirk Nowitzki in this series, but he just
I
plays
knew you
for
were
Boston.
going to say that.
So there is a Dirk. I mean, you want to talk about who has the Dirk. It's just not in the Dallas Mavericks. But, you know, it's too bad because you'd think like Dallas could have a guy like that on their roster. They might actually be able to be like, I don't know, better. But they didn't want him anymore. So now he's with the Celtics. Funny how the world works, right? It's funny how everything. So Boston didn't want Kyrie. Dallas did. Boston took Porzingis. Who won that battle? As of right now, it's one game.
1-0. 1-0 Celtics.
Brad Stevens. 1-0 Brad Stevens.
Is it over in 5?
I told you this on BVB. I'll say it right here. Game 2 is the series. If Dallas wins game 2, it's on. If Dallas loses game 2, the Boston Celtics will not lose 4 games in 5. They've won 8 straight. They will win 9 straight if they win game 2. They're not losing 4 and 5. So the Dallas Mavericks, if you're holding a Mavericks ticket, your entire bet rides on Sunday. Dallas better win.
What if they don't win but cover? Like, because that's
that's
kind of what
possible.
we talk about with the
That's
angle.
fine.
They
Let them do. I mean,
right?
let it run 7, 8. I mean, I think a dog play in game 2. Everybody will be on the dog. I think it's crazy that you can bet Boston in game 2 and be on the side of the books. That's brilliant. I mean, a team that's won 8 straight games, a team that's minus 425 to win the series. I mean, a team that won the first game by 18 points, and you get to be on that side in game 2. Not a bad place to be.
Yeah, it worked out in game 1. The books, everybody was on the other side. So will there be a zig and a zag from the betting public? I don't know, but you hear the zigzag theory all the time. If you watch SportsGrid, there's other people that talk about it and say it. We know that it exists because we're in the space. I don't know. Everything went right in that first quarter. If we could just keep it the way it was the rest of the time, but I know, well, you play differently when you're up 17 after 1. We can't play them even. Like this can't be close.
Boston's A game is better than Dallas's A game by a ways.
Okay.
So you get the best out of Dallas, you get the best of the Celtics, and you're going to get a win for Boston. It comes down to that. Jason Tatum doesn't need to be the star for Boston, and they win more often when he's not. You got a 30-10 game out of Luka, and they lost by 18. A 30-10 game out of Luka on a bad knee that is not going to get better during this series. Boston made him play defense last night, and that's going to be the recipe to tire out Luka. Get him to play defense. Put him in pick and rolls. Make him use his legs. Make him use that knee and not just, do the fadeaway jump shot that he's so good at in the mid-range. And that was brilliant coaching by Joe Mazzulla. Tire out the star player for the Dallas Mavericks, and it worked. Yes, he went for 30 and 10. And yes, Jaylen Brown talked about it afterwards, saying they need to do a better job on Luka coming up in game 2. But this was the story going in. It's Boston's team versus 2 great superstars, Hall of Famers for the Mavericks. The role players did not play well for Dallas. And that happens again in game 2. I don't care how good Luka is. I don't care how good Kyrie is. They're not beating a team in Boston that can go 7 deep.
All right. That's the Boston Celtics portion of the show at the beginning. Can we get to some baseball, please? There's baseball games ready to start. No, we're going to address a couple things early. Your Red Sox are playing. I mean, let's keep with the Boston theme. They're playing the worst team in baseball, on pace to be maybe one of the worst teams ever in baseball.
Well, right now they're on pace to be the worst team ever.
Yeah, and the game is a pick'em. Yesterday, it closed minus 250. The game is a pick'em, Perrault. 14 in a row. Is it 15 after tonight?
I'm on the White Sox first 5-run line. So it's Crochet against a gas can opener that can't get you out at the plate. So Red Sox are going to give up runs today.
I could still hit the other way. Can't get me out.
Okay. So the guy the Red Sox are throwing, I would not back. This is a game where Boston will lose. I mean, this Crochet is the one guy. Fetty, Crochet, and Robert will not be on this team coming up August 1st. They will be gone. They will trade away those 3 weapons, those 3 arms, or 2 arms and 1 bat. That's the most coveted, 3 guys in terms of if you're a contender and you want someone who can come in and actually change your fortunes. Fetty, strikeout pitcher, power arm. Crochet, lefty, really difficult to deal with. And Robert's a slugger. So there's going to be the Dodgers are going to be involved. The Braves are going to be involved. You're going to see the Yankees involved. Like all the power teams in Major League Baseball will be it was a report came out yesterday. They're already looking at Robert. They're already shopping for deals for Robert. So that's going to happen sooner rather than later. And this is one of the guys that I don't think you can fade. First 5, that bullpen is a joke. So what I'm planning on doing is first 5, run line, get the lead, and then come in when the Red Sox are down and bet on the Red Sox at plus money because the bullpen for the White Sox is absolutely embarrassing. And 15 straight is very possible. And
it's worked perfectly against the Cubs last couple nights.
Yep.
So that's been good. What about this other game starting right here quickly? Is it Colorado and St. Louis? No. Mariners and Royals. Royals have been a darling. We got a lot of guys watching the show. They watch us with BVB. They've been talking about the Royals. You've been talking about the Royals. This is a good matchup tonight. Miller, Lynch, my first thought was over. How about you?
I only look at the Royals when either they have Lugo or Reagan pitching. Outside of that, they're not a team I look to touch. Like I know what the Royals are when those two arms are throwing, but everyone else behind them, the three starters behind in the bullpen on top of that, the starters, the openers, something the Royals will do. I don't get involved with Royal games unless you have either Lugo or Reagan pitching at the top of the rotation because they're so good and they're so consistently good that you can back the Royals and go with unders and get involved with their games. I would lean towards the Mariners, but the entire AL West is absolutely unbettable in my mind. There's just no team. They're all awful. They're all bad. And now the Astros, the Angels, the Rangers.
What about San Francisco and Texas tonight? Logan Webb pitching at Texas. You talk about the AL West and a team that should be better, won the World Series, Texas Rangers. Are you kidding me? Like that's another one in the computer here. Look, the computer picked the Rangers. The line flipped to the Giants. I like the Giants. Logan Webb. Is it that easy? That's my lean.
They can't hit. I mean, the Rangers can't hit. The Rangers have arms coming, obviously, right? Scherzer, DeGrom, they're showing up at some point. But how far back are they going to be when those guys are ready to go in the second half of the season? We got a lot to come. We'll take a look at Major League Baseball with George Kurtz later on this hour. Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault, InGame Live Friday. Don't move here on SportsGrid.
Anybody remembers that famous chip in that Tiger Woods hit at 14, long and left after he tried to go for the full flop, leaves it short, then chips in for par, goes on and wins. You know, that you can't miss left there. And it's all you're hitting off the tee is a full iron. You're hitting full iron into the fairway, and you're hitting a 138-yard fade pitching wedge. And you can either hit it on top of a minivan or you can't.
Only on SportsGrid.
1.81 goals against average, 920 save percentage. He's also 6-2 in his last 8 road starts as well. The Oilers are a great road team. I actually think it's an advantage for them that they don't have home ice. That potentially 4 of the games are on the road. We've seen 56% of the games this year in the NHL playoffs, the road team has actually won.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
You're going a little deep bomb hunting here. We don't care that we have the one heavy favorite with Rory, a couple other guys like Fleetwood and Tagala, etc. You're going to go a little deeper down the board.
This course, I think, is going to play a little bit more to the wedges. They have, what they did is they've renovated it to basically block off some of the bombing alleys for these guys. They've narrowed the fairways.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole is getting ready to come back too. I guess look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, look, don't come back. I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
InGame Live on a Friday night. It is a certifiable butt kicking going on in Detroit. Brewers up 10-0. Matt Perrault and Dave Sharapan with you. Dave, tough to be a Tiger fan. Brewers, this offense is not great, but tonight in the 6th inning, they're killing the Tigers. The total is 14.5. You can take plus 10.5 runs in game. Not sure I've seen that number too often. A plus 10.5 number for Detroit. Interested?
Home team, guaranteed to get 4 more at-bats. plus 10.5. That means we just have to keep it the rest of the way or
Plus
score at
money, too.
all.
It's plus money. It's plus 120. You get 10.5 runs plus money.
You're like turning my hand like on my shoulder, like twist my arm. Yeah. I think I certainly wouldn't lay it. I would only take it. Now, do we have is there a possibility of a position player coming in to pitch for the Tigers? Like this
Definitely.
That's the part that makes this maybe a hard pass. Like I get worried.
I mean,
if the backup second baseman's coming in the 8th inning, bye-bye. They're going to score more.
Top of the 6th, 2 on, no outs. First and second for the Brewers. They're already up 10-0. So the possibility of having somebody come in like that, I think is pretty high.
Yeah, well, now it's 11.5 after that guy first and second. So they switched it. Yeah, I think you can wait. I don't think you need to grab it right now. Just get out of this inning. But once we get 2 outs, you could grab it. If you can get more than the number is right now, a lot of times that is a good bet.
I think the story of the night, though, is the fact that the Yankees are getting blanked. Sorry, the Dodgers are getting blanked in New York right now. Nothing in the 5th.
Well,
that's
a good baseball game. No?
That's a somewhat surprise. Well, only because you would, going into the game, think that the Dodgers, with Yamamoto on the mound, they would have had the pitching advantage. And as of right now, they don't in the 5th.
Yamamoto's been great. I mean,
he has.
His numbers are right there. He's been good. 6-2, 76 strikeouts, 3.32 ERA. First time in New York at the Yankees. My thought last night when I was looking at it was, wow, I can't believe that the Dodgers are actually favored at Yankee Stadium. And then the news came out that Soto's out. He's not on the IL yet, but he's got a forearm issue. So he's not playing tonight. The line seen, we did the show this morning. It was 120. It closed 142 in places. So in-game right now, well, it's even money if you take the Yankees.
Pick. Either or.
Totals 4.5.
Yep.
4.5 in the 5th. Over. We're going to bet over.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Before the 5th inning, somebody is scoring in the 5th or the 6th. Somebody is scoring in this game, this inning or next inning. We'll keep an eye on it. Boys, Preston, Jack, if we get a score in that game, alert us with some sort of goal horn or something.
So what happens if it's 4.5 and it's 1-0 after 5? Was it go to 5.5?
Depends. If the middle of the order's up, it might. If the bottom of the order's up, I mean, if it's 7, 8, 9, you probably leave it 4.5 until you get through that inning. But as soon as a guy gets on and a guy gets in a scoring position at second base, it jumps up to 5.5 with less than 2 outs. So it flows, and it's hard. Like it's hard to do while you're doing the game. Like the in-game trading job it's fun, but at the same time you got to know position of the batting order, how many pitches is this guy thrown, who's the guy coming in the 5th and the 6th, because the Pirates are leading right now 2-0. And you know from talking to me every day and everybody getting excited about Skeens and the Pirates, that if the guy's coming in the 6th or the 7th is coming in for the Buccos, the other teams, it feels like a favorite to score. So it's going to affect the total. It's going to affect the side. I think the Yankees have gotten really good pitching in that bridge. So you maybe not move the total. The Dodgers, on the other hand, that's when you get to them, right? Right after the starter gets out before you get to the end.
The other 2-0 game, speaking of 2-0 games, the Reds are up 2-0 on the Cubs. I'm on the Reds money line here with Lodolo, but we've got first and second and 2 outs in a minus 400 money line price and a plus 280 on the Cubs, plus 290 on the Cubs. That seems to be a little bit, it's only 2-0. I know it's Lodolo, but doesn't this seem like it's a number that would lead you to believe that the score is higher than 2-0 for the Reds?
So what's happening with the baseball, I think with the proliferation of other books doing it, you're seeing a wide variance in numbers and a higher volatility in some books that you're looking at. yes, it's only 2-0. But it's the only thing going tonight. We got hockey tomorrow. We got NBA Sunday. We got WNBA and baseball today. You might see a little bit loose lines on a Friday night in certain baseball games to generate action. Just saying. All that being said, let's go Reds.
3-1. I mean, you can get 3-1 on the Cubs money line right now. Plus 300. It's 2-0. I mean, it's
right.
Surprising. I mean, it's a price that's just, I'm on the Reds, so I want the Reds to win.
Though, right?
He's been tremendous.
He's been great.
But he got hurt, okay? Those 2 starts before the injury were bad. He's come back, and this is his 3rd start since coming back off of the injury, and he's been good. He's won both starts. He beat these Cubs 5-2 in Chicago. So, he's really good. I love Lodolo. He's a tough lefty. He's been great for the Reds. At home, he's been great for the Reds. So, I mean, I like him, but it's 2-0, and it's minus 450 on the Reds right now, money line, plus 300 on the Cubs. So, we'll see how that plays out. But that seems to be, I mean, one swing of the bat right now. It's 3-2 Cubs. They got 2 on right now and 2 outs in a 2-2 count. So we'll see what ends up happening. Suzuki's at the plate for the Cubs. So we'll see how that plays out. But I'm surprised to see the books are that confident in the Reds winning and the Cubs' inability, although their offense can be anemic at times. Yes. That is true. They can go pretty silent and not score a lot of runs. We got George Kurtz coming up at the bottom of the hour. We got more to come on a Friday. We'll talk a little hockey on the other side. Game 1 tomorrow, the Cup Finals. More to come here on SportsGrid.
Anybody remembers that famous chip in that Tiger Woods hit at 14 long and left after he tried to go for the full flop, leaves it short, then chips in for par, goes on and wins. That you can't miss left there. And it's all you're hitting off the tee is a full iron. You're hitting full iron into the fairway, and you're hitting a 138-yard fade pitching wedge. And you can either hit it on top of a minivan or you can't.
Only on SportsGrid.
1.81 goals against average, 920 save percentage. He's also 6-2 in his last 8 road starts as well. The Oilers are a great road team. I actually think it's an advantage for them that they don't have home ice. That potentially 4 of the games are on the road. We've seen 56% of the games this year in the NHL playoffs, the road team has actually won.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
You're going a little deep bomb hunting here. We don't care that we have the one heavy favorite with Rory, a couple other guys like Fleetwood and Tagala, etc. You're going to go a little deeper down the board.
This course, I think, is going to play a little bit more to the wedges. They have, what they did is they've renovated it to basically block off some of the bombing alleys for these guys. They've narrowed the fairways.
Perrault Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole is getting ready to come back too. I guess look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, look, don't come back. I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live on a Friday night, the Cubs failed to score. They had the bases loaded. That in the top of the 5th inning. It's now minus 650 for the Reds with Lodolo still in the game. 2-0 Reds here in Cincinnati. Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault with you here on SportsGrid as we look at the Major League Baseball slate. And Dave, well, we've got hockey tomorrow. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. We got Kurtzy coming on their side. We'll get his thoughts on Game 1 as well. But initial thoughts on the series for you with Florida having home ice, Edmonton trying to win the first cup for Canada since 1993.
Yeah. A lot of people watch the show up in Canada, and they've been rooting for Edmonton. There's a lot of people with, country to win the cup Canada tickets at a nice plus price. It was, they had a couple shots at getting there, and they did. I like Florida. I think it's going to be a great series. I think it's going to be a very competitive series. I hope it's a long series. I think every game, I said this before, I keep repeating it all week. When the Bruins played the Canucks, was one of the best betting postseasons I ever had while I was working in the book, and we were shading the lines a little bit, and we were going, every game's going under. We put up a 4.5 during that series.
Wow.
We put up a 4.5, and it was 3-1 final. We got everybody. They bet over 4.5, and we got everybody. It was a great, great spring and beginning of summer. I think this is series similar. I think we're going to see a lot of unders. I don't know if it goes 7 games, 5 minimum, 6 probably of the games go under. Not sure about how the game 3 is going to go in Edmonton, but Saturday night, I like under.
Wow. Every game to go under. See, here's my worry in the series. Bobrovsky last year was 1-4 with a 4.7 goals against average against Vegas.
Yep.
Wasn't a series.
Nope.
Goaltending can win a series, but goaltending can lose a series as well. Skinner has a 2.5 goals against average during these playoffs, and everyone's waiting for him to go back to being a pumpkin. And he basically won the Western Conference Finals with the way he played against Dallas for Edmonton. So
Correct.
To me, this series comes down to goaltending because I think 5-on-5, I like Florida. Power play, I like Edmonton, but you can't sleep on Florida's power play. The PK for the Oilers has been tremendous.
Excellent.
After what they did against Dallas. They were outstanding against Dallas. I think it comes down to goaltending. I mean, Connor McDavid right now is the odds-on favorite to win the Conn Smythe. 3 Florida Panthers come behind him with the odds at FanDuel at least. So I like Florida. I don't love Florida. I want Edmonton to win. I love this. Barkov, Bobrovsky, and Tkachuk all come in right behind for the Conn Smythe. Connor McDavid right there at plus 200 at FanDuel. And then you have 3 Panthers, and then Bouchard, who's been great defenseman for the Oilers, and then obviously Draisaitl. Yeah. But Draisaitl is a little bit nicked up. That's the worry with Draisaitl.
Which I think no one other than him that I've heard of, there's no mystery lower body injuries and all this other stuff yet that's been disclosed. Everybody's full strength. Full strength, you said it. I think Florida's better. But if the game is called unlike NHL playoffs are called, especially Stanley Cups, if there's more power plays, it helps Edmonton. If they just let them play, last change is going to be vital. Florida is going to set the matchups right. And in Florida, Edmonton's going to have a tough time even strength 5-on-5. They can set the power play up differently. But I think it's the secondary scoring that's going to have to help Nugent Hopkins. I mean, Hyman's tremendous anyway, but he just doesn't play with those two. They may separate those two more. We'll see. It's Florida's going to play their game. Edmonton has to adapt to Florida's game down there. Now, when they go back, game 3, game 3s are different. Game 3, we used to shade the favorite, the home team. There was an extra 10 to 20 cents built into the number.
Wow.
Because it's that big of a deal, whether it's down 2-0, 1-1, or up 2-0. The home team in game 3 is usually a good bet.
Interesting. No score, Dodgers, Yankees. We'll have to get Kurtz's take on his Yankees as to what they're doing tonight against the LA Dodgers as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning in the Bronx with no score between the Dodgers and the Yankees. We'll get a hockey take as well out of George Kurtz as he comes on the other side. We'll get his thoughts on the rest of the baseball slate as well. He's Dave Sharapan. I'm Matt Perrault. You guys are at home. Don't move. SportsGrid, Friday night. More to come next.
anybody remembers that famous chip in that Tiger Woods hit at 14, long and left after he tried to go for the full flop, leaves it short, then chips in for par, goes on and wins. That you can't miss left there. And it's all you're hitting off the tee is a full iron. You're hitting full iron into the fairway, and you're hitting a 138-yard fade pitching wedge. And you can either hit it on top of a minivan or you can't.
Only on SportsGrid.
1.81 goals against average, 920 save percentage. He's also 6-2 in his last 8 road starts as well. The Oilers are a great road team. I actually think it's an advantage for them that they don't have home ice. That potentially 4 of the games are on the road. We've seen 56% of the games this year in the NHL playoffs, the road team has actually won.
Sports Rage Late Night. Only on SportsGrid.
You're going a little deep bomb hunting here. We don't care that we have the one heavy favorite with Rory, a couple other guys like Fleetwood and Tagala, etc. You're going to go a little deeper down the board.
This course, I think, is going to play a little bit more to the wedges. They have, what they did is they've renovated it to basically block off some of the bombing alleys for these guys. They've narrowed the fairways.
Perrault Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole's getting ready to come back too. I guess this, look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, look, don't come back. I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
It's a Friday night here on SportsGrid. Thanks for hanging out with us, Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault. Time to get to our guy, George Kurtz. The Yankees, George, are playing against the Dodgers. We got no score here. Is that a sign of things to come because no Soto? Any concerns? How are you on this Friday night?
Well, you just brought the negative, right? I'll go up the positive. I mean, today was a trying day for Yankee fans, right? Because you're waiting all day. I said I'm waiting. I have the ESPN app on my phone. I'm waiting for do. Breaking news: right. Juan Soto has to have his arm amputated. You'll never see him again. All right, that sort of thing. So, listen, he's not going to play a couple of days. No big deal. I was betting on the Dodgers tonight anyway, with or without Soto. Yamamoto versus Poteet. Just thought, hey, that's a pretty bad pitching mismatch there. It ends up being Poteet. Little Bo Peep pitched pretty well here. Right, Yamamoto's pitching, as he's said. So, going to end up being a bullpen game from the looks of it here. Am I worried? Until I see him back in the lineup, sure. Because the Yankees lie. The Yankees lie all the time to us. And there was a lot of similarities to last year. Remember, Dominguez had the same injury, and they said the same thing, that he needed surgery. But all signs report a couple of days. Maybe he could even play tonight. They said maybe tomorrow. As long as he starts playing by next week, it's all good in Yankee land. So we can step back off the ledge. All right. Before we get to the hockey talk, I got to ask you about the baseball that hasn't started yet. Arizona, San Diego, Houston, and the Angels, Toronto, and Oakland. There's a small chalk, a big chalk, and a bigger chalk. You have been dubbed Captain Chalk by Ranieri. Which one do you like, or would you like to, lay the price on? Because I can't believe Houston's price. I don't know what's going on with Houston, but they haven't been good, and I cannot believe they're that big of a favorite. So I hope it's not that one, George. That's not my favorite one tonight. No Kyle Tucker tonight as well. Maybe that's why. He's the one guy who has been consistent for Houston all season. He fouled that ball with his shin, I want to say Tuesday. And he hasn't played since here. So they thought it might be broken when he did it, right? So, I guess the fact that it's only a couple of days. Sort of the same thing with Soto. We'll take a couple of days because we don't want weeks, months, or years here. So maybe he gets back in the lineup tomorrow there. That being said, I do have a play on Houston, but it's a parlay. With Houston. The play of the night of the teams you've mentioned, I'm assuming that's the big chalk would be the Toronto Blue Jays. You're playing Oakland.
Jays maybe a little hot here. Beat Baltimore their last two. Sort of, in some ways, might have saved their season because if I think if Baltimore would have swept them, I think Schneider might be gone here. We'd be talking to a new manager. It'd just be a complete mess. Instead, I think they're winning, splitting that series with Baltimore might have saved your season here, at least in the short term anyway here. So I'll go back to the Jays tonight. We'll ride that well, see what happens.
It's not to skip ahead to tomorrow, George, but before we do hockey, what's your take on these London games? Because the totals are ridiculous. The offense is nuts. Suarez for the Phillies is great, but the books opened up at 10.5 and the money came in on the under 9.5 now for the Phillies and the Mets. The Mets are awful, but offense tomorrow or pitching tomorrow?
Assuming, and it's a big assumption here, but assuming that Suarez is fine. Remember, he came out last start, got hit in his pitching hand. Actually, he's a lefty, so his left hand. Mm-hmm. All right, but they say he's fine. So assuming he is, the ballpark, this is 2019 when the Yankees and Red Sox played. They sort of combined 12 runs in the first inning. They have made some adjustments here. Most of the power alleys down the line, it's similar to a Major League Baseball ballpark. The only difference really is center field. Center field is 392, where most baseball stadiums it's 405, 408. They do make the wall a little bigger here to sort of even things out there, but it's not going to play like Coors Field light. So I'm kind of on the under as well. I think Suarez will pitch fine here for the Phillies. As you said, the Mets are terrible. I can't bank on them. But even team, it seems like they haven't played in a week. Right? It seems like they've been off all week here, so that concerns me somewhat as well. Their pitching will be ahead of batting anyway. So I'm going to go the under here. I was on the under from the beginning, so I got the higher number. Oh. I don't think we're going to see a million runs. We'll see. Maybe it'll be very hot there. The ball will travel further. We'll see, though. But I think we can get unders here. Not low, not 2-1 games, but no, we're not going to get – I don't think we're going to get 12, 11 games either.
Phillies 2 days off. They play Saturday, Sunday. They come home. They're off Monday and play 20 straight games. Just keep that in mind going forward. No days off for 20 straight days in the easiest schedule in baseball up to this point. It might be time to start looking at fading the Phillies. Who are you fading in the Stanley Cup, George? Because we talked about it. Matt and I just talked about it. You're a hockey puck like the rest of us. It's minus 130. Edmonton is playing great. Skinner is stopping a lot of pucks. They didn't allow a power play goal one time against Dallas. Edmonton or Florida?
This is interesting, right? Because they've also taken a week off now, right? Which is just silly in my mind. I'd like to yell at the NHL about it, but we all know it's TV. All right, let's face it, TBS and TNT and ESPN, if they wanted them to play Monday, they would have played Monday. All right, so they wanted to wait till Saturday for whatever reason. But who does that benefit? I mean, which does it benefit one team more than the other? I would think if I was Edmonton, I would have wanted to play right away. Your defense was playing so well, right? It was, as you mentioned, they hadn't let a power play go in what seems like a month here. They completely transformed how they play from a wide open style of hockey to more defensive. Skinner stole that game 6, but now you've had 5 days off. Does any of that matter anymore? Or is anything going to start from scratch now, see what happens? You can make an argument that the rest benefits Florida. They're a physical team. Sure, they like to hit. We know they like to bang the other team, get them tired, get them sore. But you know what? That affects them as well. So the extra couple of days off, maybe that helps them. So, yeah, I'm on Florida to win game 1. I don't feel great about it. I don't think this is going to be an easy series at all. I'm picking Florida in 7 games as well. I just think they're a more well-rounded team. They have more guys they can rely on here. Or maybe I should say they don't rely on any 2 guys, right? It could be Verhaeghe, could be Tarasenko, could be Reinhart, could be Kachuk. You know, we can go on and on and on with the players they have here. Barkov, didn't even mention him. I think their defense is stronger. Whether it plays as well as Edmonton, who knows? And even though I don't trust Bobrovsky at all, I still trust him more than I trust Skinner. So everything in my mind just points towards Florida winning the series unless McDavid just goes completely nuts, which is definitely possible here. But give me Florida to win game 1, Florida in 7, and you're going to make it, the over under 5.5. Give me the over. I don't feel great about it, but those are my bets tomorrow. Game 1 and the over. And I'm likely to take my favorite player. I got to buy his jersey because guys won me so much money this year. Zach Hyman, anytime goal.
Interesting. What do you make of the Conn Smythe?
So the Conn Smythe is wide open as far as the Florida guys go. Is it as easy as Conn Smythe is Connor McDavid? or one of the top 3 guys from Florida, George?
Well, I think it depends on who wins here. If Edmonton wins, I don't see how it's not Connor McDavid. I don't necessarily think he deserves it. Not that he's played poorly, but Bouchard has been fantastic. He's just been fantastic. I think he's really been the sort of the linchpin for that team. But, it's a defenseman. He's not going to win it. I don't see it. Unless McDavid gets kidnapped by aliens or just doesn't score, gets hurt, something like that. McDavid will win the Conn Smythe if Edmonton wins. Florida wins, that's a bigger problem. But because I mentioned there's so many guys they can rely on, no one's having a standout postseason. They've all contributed, right? They get contributions from top 2, top 3 lines here. That being said, Florida wins means they got 4 more wins. Bobrovsky. It's got to be Bobrovsky.
That's it.
Because no one else has stood out. Has to be the goalie. Has to be. Unless you're going to tell me we're going to go back to how Everton always plays, we're going to get a bunch of 6-4 wins for Florida? I don't see that. I think we're going to get regular hockey here. So I think if Florida wins Bobrovsky, if Edmonton wins McDavid.
I still can't figure out why Skinner's not on the list at all. He's got 2.5 goals against average. Everyone thinks the guy's a bum. I get it. He hasn't played like it. He basically won the series against Dallas for them. I mean, long shot of long shots. I know this is a vote we're talking about, but can't we give Skinner some love?
He should be there. I agree with you. He should, but it's McDavid. It's McJesus. He's not going to get it over. Plus, he did get taken out earlier. But you're right, because if they win, that means he probably played great again. And he did steal Game 6. He should be in jail right now.
If you guys want to, come into my book and bet him to win the Conn Smythe.
Good stuff, Kurt. We appreciate it. We'll get to that Skinner talk to the other side. I got to make a case for my boy here. He's playing well. More to come on a Friday night here on SportsGrid.
Dominoes.
Anybody remembers that famous chip in that Tiger Woods hit at 14, long and left after he tried to go for the full flop, leaves it short, then chips in for par, goes on and wins. That you can't miss left there. And it's all you're hitting off the tee is a full iron. You're hitting full iron into the fairway, and you're hitting a 138-yard fade pitching wedge. And you can either hit it on top of a minivan or you can't.
Only on SportsGrid.
1.81 goals against average, 920 save percentage. He's also 6-2 in his last 8 road starts as well. The Oilers are a great road team. I actually think it's an advantage for them that they don't have home ice, that potentially 4 of the games are on the road. We've seen 56% of the games this year in the NHL playoffs, the road team has actually won.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
You're going a little deep bomb hunting here. We don't care that we have the one heavy favorite with Rory, a couple other guys like Fleetwood and Tagala, etc. You're going to go a little deeper down the board.
This course, I think, is going to play a little bit more to the wedges. They have, what they did is they've renovated it to basically block off some of the bombing alleys for these guys. They've narrowed the fairways.
Perrault Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole's getting ready to come back too. I guess look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, look, don't come back. I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
It's a Friday night in-game live here on SportsGrid. Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault. Thanks to George Kurtz for stopping on by. I want to dovetail off of the end of our talk with Kurtzy, talking a bit about Stuart Skinner. So, Dave, Stuart Skinner in 22-23 played 12 games in the playoffs, won 5-6, had a 3.68 goals against average, only an 883 save percentage. Okay, he was not good. He was not good. Like, you can clearly say that you can't trust him. He's not someone who's going to win big games. He's a liability. But this season, in 16 games, he's 11-5 with a 2.50 goals against average and an 897 save percentage and a shutout in these very playoffs. Why are we all just so quick to say Skinner's going to be the big pumpkin liability for this Oiler team?
I think because you remember what you saw more so just in life. You remember the bad. Like you can't really it's not a magic trick, but do you believe what you just saw? I don't know. I don't think people do. The betting market
16 games. It's 16 games. This is not a small sample size. The guy's played really, really well. And I think as bettors, aren't we always trying to be ahead of this? Like we're trying to predict what's going to happen. So while everyone is saying Florida, 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 I just keep on coming back into my brain going like, there's more and more value on the Oilers. There's more and more value on Edmonton. The more that I hear everyone being on Florida and everyone, the answer when you ask why, I can't trust Skinner. Really? I can trust him right now. I mean, again, maybe he goes back and the clock strikes 12 and he turns right back into a big orange pumpkin and gives up 4 goals a game and it's over. But he's not played like that in these playoffs. He's been very, very reliable. And in the last series, you could make the case that they would not be in the Cup Finals if it was not for Stuart Skinner, right?
Oh, you 100%. That is the case. Well, I agree with that statement without a doubt. Edmonton has changed the way they're playing in games like this. They're not trying to score 5 like they had to last year. They're going, we got a 2-0 lead. Lock it down, boys. Let's dive in front of pucks, block shots, and we ain't giving up 1 rebound because he ain't giving it up. So nobody get near the net. They're keeping that slot area. He's seeing everything. Whereas last year there was a lot of traffic. You know, there was a lot of they were on the penalty kill a lot too. They're playing very disciplined hockey. So look, it's Connor McDavid. That's the face. That's the guy. He's got all the assists. He don't have that many goals. And we were talking about during the break with Jack. I mean, Hyman has scored over and over and over. His numbers could win a Conn Smythe should be higher. Skinner's 100% should be lower. I mean, it's crazy that he's not in the top 10 in the list of the Stanley Cup winning team goalie is not considered to be a top 10 candidate for the Conn Smythe prior to the series starting. You'd figure they won every game 6-5. They haven't. So sometimes the odds don't justify what's happened on the ice or on the field. This is a betting market thing and not a total disrespected number.
Well, it's because we're betting on human beings doing the right thing, which is not likely. It is a popularity contest. It's the same thing with the NBA Finals, talking about Jason Tatum. If Boston wins, Jason Tatum he's still the odds-on favorite to win the MVP, even though I think he had a better game than people think. And I think people are being way too harsh on him because he was a distributor of the basketball and he was able to get his guys in the right place at the right time. He wasn't a stat stuffer, but he was definitely a major contributor to the win for Boston. The shiny object is Porzingis, who went from 50-1 to 5-1 to win the MVP. He played 20 minutes, basically. I mean, 20 points, he had a plus 13. But look at the odds. I mean, Porzingis now 7-1 at FanDuel. He's 5-1 at some books as well. He was 33-1 at FanDuel before the game. Now he's 7-1 after game 1. We'll see what he looks like after playing his first basketball game because he's going to be sore. I think it really benefits Boston and Porzingis. They play Sunday and not Saturday. He has a whole nother day to get rest and rehabbed because he woke up this morning and that calf could not have felt good given the first real game experience, right? I mean, he has to be sore this morning.
I would think so, but he looked great while he played. I'm thinking about how that number moved. One of the first times it really hit me with like the exposure that you could possibly have on something like this was when the Steelers were in the Super Bowl against Green Bay and Troy Polamalu was very popular. Hair flowing, doing commercials and all that stuff. And we had them 100-1 to start Super Bowl week. And people kept coming to Vegas. We had to close that thing 8-1. And we weren't joking that somebody was probably going to get fired if he won it. but we weren't really sweating it because he had to do something extraordinary in the game because of all the star power between the Packers and the Steelers that were in that game. I don't know. He already did it. You said he's the shiny object. Everybody's talking about him. If this series is short, if we don't get 7 games, if we get that, dare I say it out loud, Celtic sweep, he's going to be there. So you had to over-adjust that movement from anywhere as high as 50-1 to 33-1. You wake up or you go before you go to bed after that game. You sit in the risk room, you call the guys in there, and you go, hey, boys, get it less than 10-1 because all the shows, all them guys, even Perrault and Sharapan are going to talk about it on SportsGrid. Get that down. He could win it.
Yeah, look, and I think people are betting 7-1. I wouldn't bet it. I mean, I talked about it on BVB with you. Joe Fortenbaugh on ESPN was the one that actually came up. He was the first person that I actually saw bet the thing. I was like, wow, he's actually betting 33-1. He's recommending people bet that. Unknown, obviously, the injury, how much he was going to be able to play. I still don't think Porzingis plays a ton of minutes. I think he's going to be a really good weapon. He's going to be a sniper. He's going to come in and play in spurts. I don't think he plays like 30 minutes in a game. And I think ultimately he could be a difference maker. Not sure he's going to be the most valuable player. I still think Tatum's got a really good shot if Boston wins, that the voters will give it to Jason Tatum just because he's the captain of the Celtics. So we'll get to that game in game 2 for Sunday. We'll look at the baseball scoreboard as well. Yankees, Dodgers. What's going on there? More next here on SportsGrid.
Anybody remembers that famous chip in that Tiger Woods hit at 14, long and left after he tried to go for the full flop, leaves it short, then chips in for par, goes on and wins. You know, that you can't miss left there. And it's all you're hitting off the tee is a full iron. You're hitting full iron into the fairway, and you're hitting a 138-yard fade pitching wedge. And you can either hit it on top of a minivan or you can't.
Only on SportsGrid.
1.81 goals against average, 920 save percentage. He's also 6-2 in his last 8 road starts as well. The Oilers are a great road team. I actually think it's an advantage for them that they don't have home ice, that potentially 4 of the games are on the road. We've seen 56% of the games this year in the NHL playoffs, the road team has actually won.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
You're going a little deep bomb hunting here. We don't care that we have the one heavy favorite with Rory, a couple other guys like Fleetwood and Tagala, etc. You're going to go a little deeper down the board.
This course, I think, is going to play a little bit more to the wedges. They have, what they did is they've renovated it to basically block off some of the bombing alleys for these guys. They've narrowed the fairways.
Perrault Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole is getting ready to come back too. I guess look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, look, don't come back. I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
It's a Friday night here on SportsGrid. Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault, thanks for hanging out with us. In D.C., the 0-9 Washington Mystics are playing in front of 20,000 people. It's not because of the Washington Mystics. The Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark are playing tonight. The Fever were favored by 1, 2, and then 3. Now it's 4.5, Dave, 66-64. End of the third quarter. We head to the fourth quarter here with a 20,000 screaming audience watching this. Do the Mystics have a shot to get their first win in your mind? Would you take a shot at the money line, which is 2-1 plus 200 on Washington?
How many points are we getting if we take it? 3.5, 4.5.
Right now, it was 4.5. Now it's 3.5.
Yeah, I like the 4.5.
Fourth quarter is about to start.
I like the 4.5. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to turn this game on. I'm locked into some college baseball right now. This West Virginia, North Carolina. I'm keeping an eye on that. I don't know. We talked about this game prior. At this point, do you feel like this could be one of those ones that Indiana finishes and closes and covers and wins? Or I don't know. I'm not confident laying points on a road, laying the money line. I'd rather take than lay. No?
Yeah. Look, Indiana has 2 wins. It's not like the Fever are world beaters. And their last game, they won by 1 point. So it's hard to back Indiana laying anything. They're just not a very good basketball team. So I think the Mystics were the side pregame at +3. I think they're the side right now at +3.5. Yes. I mean, money line sprinkle as well at +196. There's a game late night here in Vegas for the East Coast, 10 p.m. start. The 2-time WNBA champion Las Vegas Aces hosting the Seattle Storm. This number opened at 10. It's been just a one-sided action bet here. Everyone's on Seattle, Dave. This has been surprising. Vegas has been good this year and really good at home, but 6-3 ATS for Seattle. Vegas tonight, I'm on the Aces. I laid this number, 7.5.
You made a very good case earlier.
8.5.
You laid 8.5. It come down from
the 8.5. Sorry. Yeah.
Are we going? Do you want to go? Are we going? Throw the kid in the car.
My daughter has no interest. She's got no interest. I tried to get her to go. I said, "Let's go." She's like, "No." She's like, "I'm not interested." I was like, "Really?" She's like, "Is Kendall going?" I was like, "I don't know." She's like, "No, even if they go, I don't want to go." Okay.
Really?
Surprised. Yeah, I don't know. The games are fun. They're fun games. They're exciting basketball games.
I love going to games. We'll figure out a way to get them to go. I mean, if we were going, I would say definitely play the home team. Yeah. The Aces have been really good at home. What they just covered a big number on the road the other night at Dallas.
Last 2 games. Last 2 games on the road. They've covered both of them, big numbers.
Does that come into the handicap at all? Do you go, oh, they just covered 2 road games. They come home with flat spot. I think that's the way guys bet it. No?
A'ja Wilson's the best player in the WNBA. She's on a historic run, 30 or more points in 4 straight games.
Oh,
she's killing everyone. A'ja Wilson's killing everyone. She's the best player. She's the best player in the league. Comes back home. No answer for her right now. She's destroying the NBA. Everyone's talking about
period for her. None.
Yeah, everyone's talking
dominating.
Everyone's talking about the Caitlin Clark controversy, and I feel like people are just sleeping on some other cool storylines because of it. Like, we're not getting the full, the conversation about like what A'ja Wilson's doing. She's averaging 28 points per game, but I mean, she's scoring a ton. And she's been in the last game, she scored 36 points and 12 rebounds. Like, pretty good.
Double, smooth, no problem.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's been really talented.
Been good against the spread though, Perrault.
6-3.
I'm wearing
Correct.
a green jacket. I don't know. This might be a sign. It might be Seattle. Might be plus the points.
Maybe. I'll take the home favorite, 5-2, 6-3 ATS, 6-3 straight up for Seattle. So I think folks looked at that double digit and were like, "Ooh, game's gonna be closer than that." But I don't know. Given the way that Vegas has been playing and the way that Vegas is capable of playing, they can really put up big numbers. 95 points against Dallas, 99 points against Indiana. That game, the last home game, was 99-80 against Indiana, by 18 points. So they can, although frankly, the Storm, they're better than the Fever. But hour 1 in the books. We got a lot more to come. We got baseball with the Dodgers and the Yankees. We got the Reds and the Cubs. We got a lot of hockey and a lot of basketball to talk about on the other side. Hour 2 is next. Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault. Friday, InGame Live.
anybody remembers that famous chip in that Tiger Woods hit at 14, long and left after he tried to go for the full flop, leaves it short, then chips in for par, goes on and wins. That you can't miss left there. And it's all you're hitting off the tee is a full iron. You're hitting full iron into the fairway, and you're hitting a 138-yard fade pitching wedge. And you can either hit it on top of a minivan or you can't.
Only on SportsGrid.
1.81 goals against average, 920 save percentage. He's also 6-2 in his last 8 road starts as well. The Oilers are a great road team. I actually think it's an advantage for them that they don't have home ice. That potentially 4 of the games are on the road. We've seen 56% of the games this year in the NHL playoffs, the road team has actually won.
Sports Rage Late Night. Only on SportsGrid.
You're going a little deep bomb hunting here. We don't care that we have the one heavy favorite with Rory, a couple other guys like Fleetwood and Tagala, etc. You're going to go a little deeper down the board.
This course, I think, is going to play a little bit more to the wedges. They have, what they did is they've renovated it to basically block off some of the bombing alleys for these guys. They've narrowed the fairways.
Perrault Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole is getting ready to come back too. I guess look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, look, don't come back. I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
We begin hour number 2 here in Game Live on a Friday night. Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault, thanks for hanging out with us. We've got baseball, basketball, hockey. We'll talk to our friend Cam Stewart later in this hour about his thoughts on the Cup Game 1 tomorrow night in Florida. But this is one of those sports that you have to kind of watch to get into. And I spent 5 years going to the College World Series when I lived in Omaha, so I got a chance to really get into the Super Regionals. North Carolina went into the bottom of the 9th in Game 1 of their Super Regional at home, down to West Virginia, Dave. 3 runs, including a 2-run walk-off bomb that got hit by Honeycutt, their leadoff hitter, who knew it the second he hit it. Quite the scene in Chapel Hill tonight.
Old school, like the whole stadium knew it. I love that ping noise, and then he turned around, did the point. The whole stadium started doing whatever they're doing. The bench mob jumped over the rail. Everybody was out. The celebration is great. I feel bad for West Virginia. They're on an unbelievable Cinderella run. They had to go out west, beat the West teams down in the mountain region, at Grand Canyon and everything else. So it will be exciting again in Game 2 in the regional. College baseball is fun. Do you ever really look to bet it, though? It's one of those things that's been in the book for years, and you don't get much action on it. It's like one of those things that I don't know. They don't know the pitchers. The games are on at different times. We don't know all the lineups, or it feels like every game could go over because of those aluminum bats. I don't know what it is, but it's a very limited market.
Yeah, I did bet LSU games last year when Paul Skeens was pitching. So
that was fun.
I bet certain games when Paul Skeens was up. Like there's certain spots that I'll look for, but not fundamentally. Like I watched the games, I covered the games, I was there, and I didn't bet it. And it's obviously it was pre-legalization, but it's in Nebraska. Nebraska's got legalized sports betting. Across the river is Council Bluffs, which is Iowa, which has legalized sports betting. So the College World Series has a very large number of people who watch it to bet it. And I get it. Overs are fun. If you know the wind at TD Ameritrade Ballpark, that's a good thing to take a look at, because talk about Wrigley Field having the wind blowing out. When the wind blows out in Omaha, see you later. Like I don't care who's pitching, pop flies turn into home runs. So this is always when the College World Series used to roll around in the middle to end of June, it was the hottest time in Nebraska. It was cooking. The water would you'd hold it, and like it would be, if you had cold water, it would be warm within like 5 minutes. In one calendar year living in Omaha, I felt -10 air temperature and 110 air temperature in the same calendar year. So it's a cool place. It's a wild weather place to live.
Which was
-10
worse,
by
the -10
far.
or the 110?
-10 by a mile. By a mile. -10
-800? Like that big of a
not even close. -10 breaks everything. Like everything snaps. Pipes snap, tires snap, everything snaps. Keys snap inside of your locks. Like it's the worst. Hot melts everything. The humidity in Omaha is ridiculous, but the wind's always blowing. So it's a little easier when the wind blows. 110 and breezy. We see it here in Vegas a lot. You get 110, the wind blowing, it's not as bad. -10 and the wind blows, it's horrible. Feels like -40.
Yeah. Cold wind is the worst, no question. But that humidity added, like it's 109 here today. It's a little hot. Like it kind of hit us pretty quick. It just went from it's been pretty decent to it's desert Hades, hot as hell. But that wind, I was doing some walking today. I was out and about, and I was like, yeah, we're in summer. That's good. I don't mind it. I think you're either a cold person or you're a hot person. I don't think that mixing between. I mean, I give the people that live there year round. That's a big range. It doesn't. It gets in the 20s here, and it gets up to 110. I don't really ever need to be in like 0-degree temperatures ever again. I'm good. I'm good with that.
I'm good. I'm good. As I've said, I can't shovel heat. I will be gladly staying away. You can't, shovel sunshine. Like the biggest thing for me with where we live and this is why people move here all the time. Like the heat's bad, like whatever, like 3 months out of the year, whatever. We have 325 days of sunshine.
I like that.
The sun is out. 325. Like that is a tremendous thing. We never worry about, my picnic got rained out, or I can't go out. I can't go to the pool today because it's cloudy. Like we don't get that ever. Like there's like 2 months out of the year you got to worry about cloudy snow flurries. Not really snow, but snow flurries. So it's why people want to live here, because the sunshine's always guaranteed pretty much.
If you plan something like that outdoors in that month or two where it could possibly happen, where you get rained out, that's like betting like the Royals tonight, right? You're down 7-0, or like betting the Tigers tonight. Like it's just, it wasn't your day. That's all. I mean, the chances of it happening, very small. The chances of you coming back, it's not going to work. I mean, Seattle and Kansas City was one of those games we briefly mentioned before and said, you didn't like the look at Kansas City without Reagans or Lugo pitching. Well, they weren't pitching tonight. And now if you have Kansas City, like our buddy JC from KC, he's a good friend of ours. He likes to hang out, watch a show. Sorry, JC from KC, it's not your night.
It was 7-0 after the first inning. It's 7-0 now, but it was 7-0 after the first.
He knows that. Anyone with the Kansas City Royals ticket knows that. Like, we didn't need to remind him of that right now. We're going to be here for another hour. Cam's coming in later. I feel like give it a little extra.
Yeah. So I am on 2 bets here tonight for baseball. I am on the Reds money line. We are 3 outs away from that becoming a reality. The Cubs are down 3-1, bottom 8, Reds batting. So we'll see if they can add on any insurance, but top of the 9th coming up for Chicago. Got to score to keep that game from the Reds winning that game at home. And then I am on first 5 run line plus money, mind you, but the White Sox are down 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. I need some offense here from Chicago. And look, Criswell is awful. And Cooper Criswell right now is doing a good job. All he's given up is a solo shot to Luis Robert, which is somewhat like, wait, what are we doing? This guy last start gave up 7 earned runs in 4 innings on the road to Baltimore in his last road start. This dude's not got great, but the Red Sox, this is what happens with the Red Sox. It's just they kill the bad teams. It's remarkable. They do not well. They can't beat the Orioles to save their life. They can't beat the Yankees. They can't beat anybody of quality. But you put them up against the garbage, and they dominate. They absolutely dominate the bad teams.
It's not even a bad statement to say that you have trouble beating the Orioles and the Yankees, by the way. The Yankees have the best record in the American League, and the Orioles are right there. I know you said before the season that the Red Sox could hang around and possibly get that third wild card spot. Everybody laughed at you. Everybody said, oh, that's a homer pick. He's crazy. He's this, he's that. You are all of that, just for the record. But that's it.
Do you know where they are right now for the third wild card? Do you know where they are right now?
Tell me.
1 game out.
I know.
They're 1 game out of the third wild card spot.
The Celtics are going to win the NBA championship, and the Red Sox are going to make the playoffs.
And lose
I'm
badly.
going to believe.
Lose badly.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah.
They'll
lose badly. But I mean, it's just fun to make it. Just fun to be in a wild card game. It's for a team that wasn't supposed to do anything.
You're telling me
it's
nighttime in Pittsburgh behind me. I got Skeens pitching every 5 days. I just want to make the playoffs. It's fine. Just get in.
We'll talk about that on the other side because the National League wild card race is wild. This is going to be a fun sprint. Once we get to September 1st, if this stays as is, this is a horse race. Got to at least kind of like the Pirates make the playoffs. Just saying. It's not impossible. More to come. In-game live on a Friday. Not in Dave with you on SportsGrid.
Anybody remembers that famous chip in that Tiger Woods hit at 14, long and left after he tried to go for the full flop, leaves it short, then chips in for par, goes on and wins. That you can't miss left there. And it's all you're hitting off the tee is a full iron. You're hitting full iron into the fairway, and you're hitting a 138-yard fade pitching wedge. And you can either hit it on top of a minivan or you can't.
Only on SportsGrid.
1.81 goals against average, 920 save percentage. He's also 6-2 in his last 8 road starts as well. The Oilers are a great road team. I actually think it's an advantage for them that they don't have home ice. That potentially 4 of the games are on the road. We've seen 56% of the games this year in the NHL playoffs, the road team has actually won.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
You're going a little deep bomb hunting here. We don't care that we have the one heavy favorite with Rory, a couple other guys like Fleetwood and Tagala, etc. You're going to go a little deeper down the board.
This course, I think, is going to play a little bit more to the wedges. They have, what they did is they've renovated it to basically block off some of the bombing alleys for these guys. They've narrowed the fairways.
Perrault Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole's getting ready to come back too. I guess look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, look, don't come back. I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live on a Friday night. Matt Perrault and Dave Sharapan with you guys here on SportsGrid. Thanks for hanging on out. We were talking baseball, 0-0, Dodgers and the Yankees. Top 8, 1 out, nobody on. Dave, you've got the Yankees are favored at minus 156 on this, plus 122 in the comeback for the Dodgers here. It's 1.5. 1.5 total here. If this game goes to extras, we're going over 1.5, are we not?
No question. Yeah. No question. So you're basically betting that if you're betting over, right? You're betting that we're going to extras. So You have to make that decision. Is it a 1-0 game? You got me all keyed up at the end of the last hour with the WNBA talk, and
Okay.
I've been glued to this game. Fever and Mystics. It's 80-78 Fever with 2.5 minutes left, and I got to tell you, I don't know who's going to win. We got this far, and it's going back and forth, and I'm hoping that the plus 4.5 with the home team is the right side. But
I agree. No,
it's coming down to the end.
It's a good bet. I mean, I would have bet. I didn't bet it, but pre-flop, I was looking at the Mystics at home.
Yeah.
And you've got 20,000 people there. They're not there for the Mystic game. Okay, they're there to watch Caitlin Clark. So there's probably some split, allegiances there, like wanting the Mystics to win, but also wanting Caitlin Clark to play well. So, I mean, but 20,000 is 20,000. That's a lot of eyeballs in the building watching these women play. So I think that's, big excitement. A lot of people are going to be excited about this. 80-78. The Mystics are 0-10 on the year. The Fever are 1-5 on the road. Caitlin Clark, 25 points on 8 of 14 shooting. She's made 7 threes. She has 7 rebounds and 6 assists here for the Fever. Dolson's got 19. Atkins got 16 for the for the Mystics. But the passing of Caitlin Clark, I hope that we start to talk more, if we're going to talk about Caitlin as a player, her ability to see the floor. I mean, she's a tremendous passer of the basketball. Like, she's a great shooter. She's a great scorer. But her ability to distribute the basketball is highly underrated, and she makes players better around her. That's got to make Fever fans really happy going forward, because she's got Aaliyah Boston. She's got some help, but they need more, obviously. They need to build around Caitlin Clark.
Right. No, everything you said is right. We'll keep an eye on that. We got to get to some baseball here that's going to start. You've been talking about Houston. You asked me, I swear, maybe for the first time here on a Friday night a month ago, is Houston done? And I've been kind of not apologizing for Houston, but going, no, I don't think yet. No, I don't think yet. And now I'm going,
they're dead.
This just like that. That's it. It's official. We're done.
Javier, done. Urquidy, done. 4 games in a row. Framber on the mound. I wouldn't bet the Astros today. No way. Against the Angels? No way. And the Angels stink. They stink. Angels stink, but they won 3 games in a row. Angels won 3 games in a row. I'm not betting on the Angels today. No way.
The Angels just swept the Padres, who are arguably better than the Astros. The Astros come in. This is a Framber number only. This is the only reason that this number is this big. Is not because the Angels are bad or the Angels haven't performed this day. It's all about the starting pitching number. And you go, wow, okay. Nah, can't do it. It's dog or nothing. Good luck if you bet Houston. I have no excitement about that one. What about Toronto and Oakland? That one's going to come up here shortly. I'm sure Cam's going to come on a little
I hate
bit
both
later.
These teams. I hate both these teams.
Hate both of these teams?
I hate
what did
both
either
these teams.
one of these teams do to you?
Well, the A's are moving here, which I can't stand. So I hate watch the A's. I want them to lose every game they play. So I don't like the A's are moving here. And then the Blue Jays are the team of unfulfilled promises. The whole roster, just unfulfilled promise. Like who they were supposed to be so much better. They were supposed to be a contender. They were supposed to be somebody to pay attention to, and they're not. They're 30-32. They're 14 games behind the Yankees. They have a negative 43 run differential. They've scored fewer runs than the Red Sox by 44 runs. The Red Sox
aren't really an offensive juggernaut.
No, not even close. Red Sox have given up 249 runs. Jays have given up 286 runs. Again, nearly 40 less runs. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean,
tonight? It sounds like Oakland tonight.
I'm just making the case for not watching the game. I'm making a case for betting something else. Just stay away from that game. Don't touch it. There's so many other things to talk about and look at than that game. I'd rather watch the Diamondbacks and the Padres, and I hate that game too.
Oh, that's not a bad betting game. No, you don't like that
It's a
game?
coin flip. A legitimate coin flip. It's legitimate, just ding up in the air. This is even Smart Moves agrees. It's a complete coin flip.
51%. Yeah, the computer has it right down the middle. But the number is going the other way. San Diego, I watched a little bit of the game last night. Did you see the strike call last night to end the game? Did you see there was a called strike to end the Padre game? There's not a place on planet Earth that was a strike. And Don Orsillo is such a good play-by-play guy. Mudcat, Mark Grant, said, what? And then Schoenwerk walked to the dugout. The manager went out, and everybody wanted to go, wait, hold on. And the umpire just walked off the field. The catcher almost had to jump to catch the ball. I would have gotten thrown out, suspended, and everything. San Diego, with all that being said, loses again tonight. They're losing.
Criswell turns into a pumpkin, 4-2. White Sox get to him in the fourth inning. That's good news. But it's 3-2. The Cubs are inching closer. 2 outs. Runner on second base. 3-2 game. Cincinnati trying to win the game. We'll get to the final out next here in Game Live on SportsGrid.
Anybody remembers that famous chip in that Tiger Woods hit at 14, long and left after he tried to go for the full flop, leaves it short, then chips in for par, goes on and wins. You know, that you can't miss left there. And it's all you're hitting off the tee is a full iron. You're hitting full iron into the fairway, and you're hitting a 138-yard fade pitching wedge. And you can either hit it on top of a minivan or you can't.
Only on SportsGrid.
1.81 goals against average, 920 save percentage. He's also 6-2 in his last 8 road starts as well. The Oilers are a great road team. I actually think it's an advantage for them that they don't have home ice. That potentially 4 of the games are on the road. We've seen 56% of the games this year in the NHL playoffs, the road team has actually won.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
You're going a little deep bomb hunting here. We don't care that we have the one heavy favorite with Rory, a couple other guys like Fleetwood and Tagala, etc. You're going to go a little deeper down the board.
This course, I think, is going to play a little bit more to the wedges. They have, what they did is they've renovated it to basically block off some of the bombing alleys for these guys. They've narrowed the fairways.
Perrault Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole is getting ready to come back too. I guess this. Look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, "Look, don't come back." I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
By my count, Dave, the Reds will survive and win 3-2. So we're going to get that home. Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault with you here in InGame Live on a Friday. We'll talk to Cam Stewart in about 20 minutes about the Cup Finals, about the Yankees and more. But it looks like a 3-2 win here for the Reds, which is good. Cubs strand the tying runner at second base. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning between the Yankees and the Dodgers. 1 on, 2 outs here for the Yankees. Verdugo at the plate. We're into the bullpen for both these teams. It's minus 125, Dave, for an over 1.5 total for this game. it sure feels like we're going to extras. No? Are we getting a walk-off?
Yeah. No. I at this point, I think you got to bet the extras. You got these team trends are great. You get them here on SportsGrid with us. I mean, the Dodgers 5-0 in their last 5 versus a team with a winning record, which the Yankees are. It's the first time they're playing in Yankee Stadium since September 2016. Where were you in 2016?
Oh,
you remember? Where were you?
8 years ago. Nope. I had just moved here.
First
I moved
year
here
in
December
Vegas?
of December of 15. I moved here. So I had just moved here.
Oh, wow.
Maddie was 1. My daughter was 1. So, I mean, she was not that old. So she was born in 14. So either she was 1 or 2, one of the two, depending on when that game was played. She's July 30th is her birthday. So depends on when that series was played between the Yankees and the Dodgers. But yeah, I mean, that's a long time ago. But I mean, look at this Dodger team. I'm beginning not to get concerned, but I'm starting to go, do they have enough pitching? When we get to the playoffs, do they have enough pitching?
We're not even close to the playoffs yet. There's going to be gigantic movement. There's going to be buyers, sellers. There's going to be a lot of buyers in the National League.
Yeah.
There's going to be teams having to make hard choices. I think the Dodgers will be okay, but we saw last year the Dodgers get in the playoffs and not have enough pitching and out quick. Diamondbacks, done. See you later. Take care of them. 2016, I was working on the strip at the Cosmo. That was the year the Cubs won the World Series. You went to a Cubs game this year with, your friend Amanda, who might or might not be watching the show. You are entertaining. There's no question. That World Series run-up year was unbelievable. The Cubs winning the World Series was fantastic for business, for the book, for baseball. I think they beat the Dodgers along the way. I can't remember.
I believe that's right.
I think so. They beat the then Indians, now Guardians, in the World Series. But the book was popping. It was fantastic. We took all kinds of action. The Dodgers are going to be in the playoffs. Are they going to win it?
NLCS.
I'd say right now I'd bet against them.
Dodgers lost to the Cubs in the NLCS. So they did beat the Dodgers.
It was glorious. Oh, my gosh. We made so much money in the book. Oh, my gosh. It was unbelievable. Oh,
so much money betting. Oh, because they were in Vegas. I forgot. I was going to say, okay, wait a minute. Because the world wasn't on the Cubs. Were they not? Everyone was on the Dodgers?
No. Oh, yeah. Well, here in Vegas.
Wow.
We took a ton of Dodger money.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes.
Cubs fans came out and partied like crazy.
It's pre-legalization too. So in Illinois, the books would have been destroyed. If we were legal in Illinois, that would have been bad.
True.
Yeah, it would have been bad.
Yes.
Everybody's just true. Like in 2004, if Boston had been legal, if Massachusetts had been legal, the books would have been buried.
Oh my gosh. 25 seconds left. 82-80. Indiana leads Washington right now. This is going to come down to the end. The 4.5 looks good. I don't want to say it's good, but it looks good.
Well, 3.5 is the question because that's the bet I almost made. I didn't lay 4.5 or 3.5. I almost took 3.5. I didn't do any of it. But last night I was close to taking the Mystics +1, and I was like, can't do it. It's an 0-10 basketball team. I can't do it. I wasn't able to bet on them. I was like, I bet on the White Sox. I was like, I'm dumpster diving like Cam Stewart tonight. So I was like, I'm already going deep here with the White Sox in the first 5, and they lead 4-2 right now over the Red Sox. So I already took a team on a 14-game losing streak. I couldn't stomach betting a team on a 10-game losing streak. I couldn't bet them both, but they both might come in. They both might actually cover and win their numbers here tonight. So we'll see how that game plays out in Washington. It's just cool to see 20,000 people at a women's basketball game on a Friday night. That's really good. Really cool. Yeah,
good.
That's neat.
You know who else
really
won
cool.
tonight already?
Who?
Pirates 3-0
Good.
final.
There we go.
Beat Minnesota.
Reds have won. It's 4-2. I'm trying to go 2-0 to start the night here. Top 5 we go. I need 3 outs out of this White Sox pitcher, Crochet, and I'll get a 2-0 start for my night as well here for this. So we'll watch those games and no score. Dodgers-Yankees. More on it next year on SportsGrid.
Anybody remembers that famous chip in that Tiger Woods hit at 14, long and left after he tried to go for the full flop, leaves it short, then chips in for par, goes on and wins. That you can't miss left there. And it's all you're hitting off the tee is a full iron. You're hitting full iron into the fairway, and you're hitting a 138-yard fade pitching wedge. And you can either hit it on top of a minivan or you can't.
Only on SportsGrid.
1.81 goals against average, 920 save percentage. He's also 6-2 in his last 8 road starts as well. The Oilers are a great road team. I actually think it's an advantage for them that they don't have home ice. That potentially 4 of the games are on the road. We've seen 56% of the games this year in the NHL playoffs, the road team has actually won.
Sports Rage Late Night. Only on SportsGrid.
You're going a little deep bomb hunting here. We don't care that we have the one heavy favorite with Rory, a couple other guys like Fleetwood and Tagala, etc. You're going to go a little deeper down the board.
This course, I think, is going to play a little bit more to the wedges. They have, what they did is they've renovated it to basically block off some of the bombing alleys for these guys. They've narrowed the fairways.
Perrault Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole is getting ready to come back too. I guess look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, look, don't come back. I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
InGame live on a Friday night here on SportsGrid. Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault. We got high drama in Washington. The Mystics 0-10 on the year, down 4 to the Indiana Fever, who showed up and 20,000 of their friends came with. Not all Fever fans, but there's 20,000 in the building to watch this thing. A sellout crowd for the WNBA on a Friday night. 2 free throws hit by Caitlin Clark. 11.9 to play. 84-80. Clark is on the bench now for this final play, which is a little bit interesting because you figure you want her ball handling on the court, but that's different. So now we'll see if they go for a quick 2, 4.5, 3.5.
Oh.
That's all that's really left.
Oh.
And a 3 goes up and it buries a 3.
Oh,
84-81. 84-83, excuse me.
Yeah,
84-83. So we have a 1-point game with 7.5 seconds. Quick timeout taken. So we got a foul here. I thought they'd go for a 2, not a 3. So a inbound play to set up a 3-point shot from the right corner goes down. And now if you're on 3.5, oh my goodness, you're going to feel pretty good about the chances of covering the 3.5. 4.5's got to be good, right?
I said it during the
Caitlin
break.
Clark's going to get fouled here with 5.4 to go.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark got fouled. So she's got free throws coming up here to try to put this to 3. And then is Washington out of timeouts? We'll see what Washington's got for
Indiana
timeouts.
should foul. If she makes both of these free throws, right?
Foul.
Indiana should foul. Don't let them get a 3 up. We've had this discussion on our show on Bostonian versus the Book, and we got a lot of guys watching. We got girls watching in other parts of the country and all this other stuff. Do you foul? Do you foul? If you're the coach,
100%.
It's not even a question, right?
Not even a question. I trust my team. I practice it, frankly. I practice how to foul correctly.
Foul.
You just make sure you hit someone's elbow hard. Like they can't shoot. You hit them hard. Hit their elbow so they don't get the ball up. You just grab their elbow and pull it down. Don't let them shoot the ball. Like don't hurt them. Don't hurt their body, but pull their arm down and do not let the ball get to the rim. Like I know people are afraid of.
She missed the second free throw.
1.4 to go.
So it's 85-83, and
with 1.4 to go, and they just They just advanced the basketball. So they took a timeout and advanced it. 2-point game. Last second 3-point shot coming. Stan, everyone's on their feet here. 0-10 Washington trying to tie or win. It's going to be a heave. That's not. Oh, how do you not get that shut off in time? That's a bad offensive set right there by an 0-10 basketball team. Indiana wins. They do not cover again. Indiana, in games that they have won, Indiana is now 0-3 ATS.
Did not cover. Yep.
So they've won games they've been covered, but they have not done well. They won a game where they were 4-point favorites by 1. They were 4.5-point favorites here. They won the game by 2. So, look, it's going to be a long year for the Fever, but a lot of excitement, a lot of interest. Caitlin Clark had a big game here tonight for the Mystics. She goes over her points. 18.5 was the prop for Caitlin Clark tonight, points-wise. She soared over that, so she gets there. End of 8, Dodgers-Yankees, no score. By the way, my 4-2 lead for the White Sox, so that bet cashes. White Sox on the run line comes in at plus 102. That closed at plus 112, by the way, for first 5 run line for Chicago. Now,
nobody believes.
Here's the question.
I mean, that happened.
Do we bet the Red Sox at plus 330 right now to win this game?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think
you bet the Red Sox. You bet the Red Sox right now to win this game.
For sure. Is this right? Plus 1.5 is even money. Look at these trends. Red Sox 18-13 on the road this season. White Sox games over 5-8-1 in the last.
No, 5-0-1.
I'm sorry, 5-0-1 in the last 6 overall. Yeah.
And look, it's plus 118 for plus 1.5 runs for the Red Sox. I mean, look, Criswell's still in the game, and Crochet is still in the game, I believe, for the White Sox, which I'll be curious to see how long he is. 5 innings. He's thrown 80 pitches. He's got 1 inning left. And then the gas can fire-burning bonfire that is known as the bullpen for the White Sox gets into the game. The same pitching staff for the Red Sox scored 14 runs against last night. Oh, you have to bet this. Like, you have to bet. I plus 330. Like, I don't care how much money you put on this, but you got to just put this is just a principal play. The team's lost 14 straight games. Yeah. Like you've got to jump on this. Like it's too good.
We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen multiple times. I think you're right. Did you look at the golf by any chance? I know Cam's coming on, and I know he's going to have golf picks and stuff. Did you see who's leading the golf after 2 rounds at the Memorial?
I did not.
Did you? Oh, take a guess. Take a wild guess. Who might be leading after almost ripping people's pants and all this other stuff?
Scotty Scheffler.
Who might be leading?
Scotty's up by 3 strokes. It just looked, which is no surprise. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures or not that came out today, but oh my goodness gracious, that was the biggest nothing burger of a story that got turned into an international crisis. I mean, I don't know what the heck happened there, but that was one of those like, wait, what? Just, that was it?
Yeah.
That was the cause? A boo-boo? A raspberry? My daughter got it worse at skating tonight when she fell down on the ice.
Did she get back up?
She's fine. She the one place she's tough is the ice. It's crazy. It's like she's not tough anywhere else. She's tough on the ice. She takes a tumble and gets right back up.
People are looking. I love it. That's good. That's good.
Fair.
Other people are looking, and they, don't do that. When no one's looking, it's just you. They act a little bit different.
Waterworks.
That's fine. Yeah. We're getting this Scotty Scheffler, the week before the U.S. Open. He's got a 9, he's -9. The next guys are -6. Cam's going to come on. I'm sure Cam has guys 2, 3, and 4, or somebody right behind. For people that like to play the golf, this happened a lot of times with Tiger and then a little bit with Phil. You can't beat him. And you're always trying to beat the favorite. Like tomorrow at the Belmont, everybody's going to try to beat the favorite. Yep. Is there any use in that? I can't wait. I'm going to ask Cam that. It's tough. This guy's that good. Scotty Scheffler is that good, right?
I think so. I mean, I thought Tiger's analogy for Scotty was so interesting when he basically said that it all comes down to putting for Scotty Scheffler. Like if Scotty putts okay, he's in the top 10. If he putts well, he most likely wins or comes in the top 5. If he putts exceptionally, he runs away and hides. Nobody can touch him. That's a Tiger.
Wow.
So I mean that's how Tiger describes Scotty Scheffler. His ball striking is so good from tee to green. It literally all comes down to the flat stick for him, and he's putting well, obviously. So he's up by 3 strokes, right. 9 under par at the turn, and we'll see what happens on Saturday and Sunday. But come the U.S. Open, I wouldn't bet against him. I mean, after what just happened at the last major at the PGA, that's a guy on a mission. I mean, he said Louisville, I think on purpose, like 5 times at the press conference for the memorial when he was asked why didn't he sue Louisville? He said Louisville. He called him Louisville like 5 times. I was like, there's no way that you did not say that intentionally. Like he was saying it to needle them because people in Louisville get very angry when you call it Louisville.
When you say that, yes. I learned that a long time ago when Denny Crum was the coach of the basketball team, and you're a kid and you say Louisville. No, it's not that. He said it multiple times, and you said it on the show, and I said, he's right. You're right. Minus 205. Scotty Scheffler to win the Memorial Tournament. The next guy is plus 650 at Hovland. Xander is plus 1,800. That's the top 3 odds choices on Friday.
Cam Stewart next. Don't move.
Anybody remembers that famous chip in that Tiger Woods hit at 14, long and left after he tried to go for the full flop, leaves it short, then chips in for par, goes on and wins. You know, that you can't miss left there. And it's all you're hitting off the tee is a full iron. You're hitting full iron into the fairway, and you're hitting a 138-yard fade pitching wedge. And you can either hit it on top of a minivan or you can't.
Only on SportsGrid.
1.81 goals against average, 920 save percentage. He's also 6-2 in his last 8 road starts as well. The Oilers are a great road team. I actually think it's an advantage for them that they don't have home ice. That potentially 4 of the games are on the road. We've seen 56% of the games this year in the NHL playoffs, the road team has actually won.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
You're going a little deep bomb hunting here. We don't care that we have the one heavy favorite with Rory, a couple other guys like Fleetwood and Tagala, etc. You're going to go a little deeper down the board.
This course, I think, is going to play a little bit more to the wedges. They have, what they did is they've renovated it to basically block off some of the bombing alleys for these guys. They've narrowed the fairways.
Perrault Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole's getting ready to come back too. I guess this. Look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, "Look, don't come back." I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Always a fun Friday night when we get to talk to our guy Cam Stewart here on SportsGrid. Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault. Well, golf. Let's get to the Memorial.
Yep.
Cam, you love to go and find value, but when it comes to fading Scotty Scheffler, it's dangerous to do so, is it not?
It's almost insane to do it. I actually picked him top 5 one tournament at plus 150, and he didn't win that week. He came like 3rd. I'm like, wow, that was the smartest thing I've ever done. But he always finishes in the top 5. You have to lay $2 for him in top 10s. You can't even put him in parlays anymore. Here's the deal with Scheffler. He's getting better. Like Tiger Woods used to win tournaments and stuff, but it never came easy. I know this sounds crazy. It's almost easier for Scheffler. Like Tiger Woods, like look at the way he won tournaments. Bob May in a crazy playoff. Rocco Mediate. You know what I mean? When Rocco was on one leg. Chris DeMarco had the lead. Like Tiger made it kind of like a movie that was interesting, where Scheffler makes it boring because he's too damn good. He's got leads and he pulls away like Secretariat sometimes. Like, and that is the truth. People could say you're insane, Cameron. I'm not going to say he's going to win as many majors, but I'm going to say things are very, very, like, he makes it easier than Tiger. Even Tiger Woods, I remember Phil, Ernie, like the battles they used to have. Like Scotty Scheffler is just, I'm like, this guy is on, like, what is happening here? Like, he came out of nowhere when he broke through, Matt. And I'm going to say this. You know what? It's almost good to take him at plus 350 to start a tournament now. As crazy as that sounds in a golf tournament, now you got to lay $2. Like I have Victor Hovland. I have Ludwig Aberg at 25. Ian Carver. He texted me before I came on. He's like, "Where's the Louisville Cops? Where's the guy from Happy Gilmore with the Joe Flaherty with the car, and the guy with the nail in his head, and a guy I could pay to blow dart him, not hurt him, just set it, just put him on sedatives for a while and give me a WD." Sorry, Dave. I really got a lot of problems. I need a new refrigerator and other things.
I love it.
Dave, you get it. You have a big family. You're paying for kids' college soon. You'll get it. When I'm like, Scheffler, I love you, but you're killing me financially because I have other guys at like 25-1. But here's the deal, Matt. Now I got to pray. I can't bet that number. I could take him in a matchup bet, maybe lay a little bit of juice, but I almost have to hope one of those guys makes a run so I can get Scheffler at like $150 or under and take it and have different horses in the race. That's the only way I can approach this thing right now, because even at 210, he's taking away from my profits, and there's no guarantee that Aberg, Hovland, or Morikawa, the original picks I have, will win this tournament. Schauffele's there. There's other guys that are there, but hey, man, this guy is so scary. I don't even know what to tell you. Like I worked at a golf club. I followed, like we had the CPGA, Mike Weir, Steve Stricker. You know, Steve Stricker remembered me when I went to the Masters and we talk about one of the best putters of all time. You talk to guys in the golfing world, like they can't believe what he does. But I will say this, the footwork, it's a young man's game. And he plays a very dangerous game where he rolls. If he has a problem one time on some kind of surface, or, you know, he keeps a foot in there and he hit, that's his only going to be issue. He might get like Payne Stewart had a back problem, and he will have a lower ankle, like maybe a foot issue with the way he violently swings and turns. Like, it's amazing to me how he doesn't break his leg when he swings. It's fascinating when you break it down. Matt, you're a boxer, you know footwork. Like, you watch him, I'm like, how is he doing this? Like, he's not rolling over his ankle. He just gets through it. And I watch it and go, wow, it's almost like defies possibility. But as he gets older, he might not be that nimble. Just something to look forward to. Like, I'm just saying in the next years, but he's so damn good.
Let's be nimble here. You got a few minutes left. You want to have anything to say about the Toronto Blue Jays, because they had a good couple days and they're playing in Oakland, or do you want to go right to the hockey? Because we got Stanley Cup, we got Edmonton Oilers playing for the country, or
not
for
me,
the
Dave.
Panthers. Either way,
I've been kicked out of the country. I'm now a citizen. I'm a citizen of the United States of America, buddy. Anybody in Florida, I'm there. I'm here, ready to rent. I hope you got an air conditioner because I sweat. I'm on the Panthers, and Matt, if you can't beat them, join them. I told Morency I bet the Boston Celtics to win Game 1 and to win the series, and it's documented here on SportsGrid. I'm not getting in front of this anymore. Let's talk. Florida in 6. I will take them to win the series minus 125. I'm scared of Edmonton. Everybody is. I'm not a proud Canadian. Sorry, people. This is about paying for a furnace that broke down on Christmas, a refrigeration system, an oven, and dealing with problems. Carter Verhaeghe, over 5.5 points, plus 110. You can find it. I think he's the most dangerous Panther under the radar. If you're looking for a Conn Smythe guy, it's going to be probably Bobrovsky, because they give it to goaltenders, or it's hard to give it to Barkov because he's a two-way player, but he's also going to be on McDavid. So it's something to think. If you want a flyer, Sam Bennett at 60-1. He's a very, very good player. He can score a couple game winners. That number to me is nuts. It's worth a sprinkle. Also, this series I think will go pretty deep. You could bet Florida in 6 and Florida in 7 at plus money, Matt. That's the way I'm looking at it. I think the Panthers win in 6. Me and Gabe disagree on this series. He likes the Oilers in 6. I like Florida in 6. This is the way it is. Live football, I like the Calgary Stampeders in this game to beat Hamilton. Horse racing. Don't we have the something else coming up this
Belmont.
week? Yeah, I got some for you. I got some for you at Belmont. I got you a dog at Belmont. His name, it's actually my name too. What do I like? I like wine, and it's Stewart, the wine steward. 18-1 is my dog. I'm going to take a shot with him. But if you're looking for an exacta box, what are we doing here? I like the 1, the 4, the 9, and the 10 for a try
Write it down.
and exacta
1, 4, 9, 10.
1,
Put
4,
it in
9,
the chat.
10 in any
1,
order.
4, 9,
Yeah.
10.
That's what I like. And I actually like the 10 to win the race. What else were you guys asking me about? I think, have we covered
Toronto
everything?
Blue Jays. You
Toronto
have
Blue Jays.
hope?
Yes. I'm on the
have
Blue
hope?
Jays tonight against Oakland. I'm laying the juice. Dave, I don't really have tons of hope. I just like the fact that they're starting to win games. You got to win 2 out of 3 against the A's here. The number's not very good. Wow. What are we going to do with the Washington Mystics? Are they ever going to win a game? Like, that was unbelievable. Like, this team has not won a WNBA game. I got to talk to my boy Billy the doorman. When he feels it, he'll put like $20K on them to win a game, like against a bad team at home when they're due. That's what he does. He waits for a team to get really bad when everyone quits, and then he'll jump on them. So I got to call my buddy Billy the doorman, who wins a lot of bets. Great postal carrier, excellent gambler.
Damn, Billy.
Yeah.
For the Oilers to win the series, and Skinner, if he does what he's been doing, why Skinner's getting no love, no concern, no worry.
They'll give it to
Skinner.
They'll give it to McDavid. They'll give it to McDavid. That's the way it is. It's a popularity contest. One other guy, maybe Bouchard, if he continues to be hot for a defenseman at 10-1. Doesn't matter. They won't give it to Skinner unless he has a shutout in every game. It's McDavid. It's you know the way this stuff. It's like Tom Brady, Matt. Come on. That's you know what I mean? Even for Florida.
How did he work his way into
Like,
the
I want
show?
Verhaeghe, but he's not going to get the damn thing. Love you guys.
Stewart,
see you,
Sports Trades, top of the hour. Stick around. More to come here on SportsGrid.
If you can't beat them, join them. I'm on Boston.
Anybody remembers that famous chip in that Tiger Woods hit at 14, long and left after he tried to go for the full flop, leaves it short, then chips in for par, goes on and wins. You know, that you can't miss left there. And it's all you're hitting off the tee is a full iron. You're hitting full iron into the fairway, and you're hitting a 138-yard fade pitching wedge. And you can either hit it on top of a minivan or you can't.
Only on SportsGrid.
1.81 goals against average, 920 save percentage. He's also 6-2 in his last 8 road starts as well. The Oilers are a great road team. I actually think it's an advantage for them that they don't have home ice. That potentially 4 of the games are on the road. We've seen 56% of the games this year in the NHL playoffs, the road team has actually won.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
You're going a little deep bomb hunting here. We don't care that we have the one heavy favorite with Rory, a couple other guys like Fleetwood and Tagala, etc. You're going to go a little deeper down the board.
This course, I think, is going to play a little bit more to the wedges. They have, what they did is they've renovated it to basically block off some of the bombing alleys for these guys. They've narrowed the fairways.
Perrault Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole is getting ready to come back too. I guess this. Look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, "Look, don't come back." I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Last couple of minutes with Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault here on SportsGrid. Thanks for hanging out with us here on a Friday night. Back-to-back jacks for the White Sox. They have stretched out their lead on the Red Sox. It's now 6-2. You can get the Red Sox at 13-1 right now. I bet them at 3-1. So yeah, I did not get a good number there on the Red Sox when they're down 4-2. So we'll see if they can rally from a 4-run deficit. Will the White Sox finally win a game? I got my first 5 bet right, but looks like that shot that I took is not going to come in. We are in extra innings. Top 10, 2 outs, 1 on for the Dodgers and the Yankees. Dodgers looking like they're not going to score here. The Yankees will have a chance to win the game in the bottom of the 10th inning if the Dodgers can't get anybody across here with 2 outs in the top of the 10th inning. It's 4-2 Giants. 2-run home run gets hit there now in making it 4-2 San Francisco. Padres just went deep as well on this one. Yep. Dave, do you have a Belmont pick, being the horse guy that you are?
I don't know. I'll do the work tonight. I'll see you tomorrow on SportsGrid, Saturday afternoon. If you need me to run to the book and put it
seems
in.
like Mystic Dan's the horse everyone's going to bet tomorrow, right? I mean, won the Derby.
Yes. No, he's probably not going to win. That's one of those ones I'd like to go against. And I'll look at the numbers Cam gave us, 14910. We'll take a look at that. Let's throw some prices in there and have him, beat the favorite. And that thing can pay off. I just don't know what the handle is going to be. The Kentucky Derby handle's so good. I'm wearing a lucky
jacket. At Saratoga, though. I mean, but Saratoga is going to bring a lot of gamblers. So they like going to Saratoga. I've seen a lot of people say that they're going to be a bigger handle than normal because Belmont's great, but Saratoga brings the money. So the race being in Saratoga, it's the same length as the Derby. That's why people like Mystic Dan. It's not the Belmont like the Secretariat. Correct. It's not the typical extra length.
Quarter of a mile, right? Yeah, it's a quarter mile shorter.
So if Mystic wins the Derby length, then it makes sense for him to win the Belmont at Saratoga coming up here for tomorrow. By the way, Alex Manoah, who has been just an unbelievable roller coaster ride of a baseball pitcher for the Blue Jays, is now done for the year with a UCL tear. He will have surgery. He won't be back until late 2025 for the Toronto Blue Jays. So
amazing,
bad to worse.
Can go. He was at the All-Star game. Me and Kylie, my oldest, were at the All-Star game in L.A., watched him pitch in that game. Remember, he struck someone out and was chirping, and he was at the top of his game. Nothing's been the same since. He spent time in the minors last year, came up this year, and got to the Major League roster, now done. You know who else might be done? The Cardinals were up 4-0 going to the fifth. They're down 5-4 now to the Rockies. That happens fast. Padres up 2-0. Astros up 1-0 on the Angels. All kind of baseball tonight. Who wins the Yankees-Dodgers game? Extra inning. Yankees are going to win, right? That's a walk-off. That has makings of a walk-off.
Well, 2 on. We're going to the bottom of the 10th. So Ohtani had a chance to win or put the Dodgers up, and Ohtani fails. So we go to the Yankees. It feels like it's a 1-0 win for the Yankees. Yes, I think that's what's going to happen here. Yankees are now minus 410 to win this, going to the bottom of the 10th inning. So give you an idea what they think of the bullpen and the chances for a victory here for the Yankees. These two teams play 2 more games.
Tomorrow, London game. You made the number with me earlier today. Suarez, Manaea, listed pitchers. Going over?
Yes.
Going over tomorrow? Over to 10?
9.5? Yeah. Over 9.5.
9.5. Yeah.
I'm going over. I even with Suarez pitching, I think I got the chance. Although I prefer the Phillies team total to go over than I do like the Mets to contribute much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Phillies team total tomorrow.
Are they serving American refreshments? Like, is it hot dogs and stuff over there at the game? Or do they get like the soccer food at the games? Like, what do you get at the games?
But there's a lot of Americans over there. The Phillies brought like 400 people with them. They had a whole big tour group. I saw a gigantic picture of all Philadelphia fans in front of Big Ben. Like, there's a big tour groups. Like, this has been planned for a while for both Met fans and Philly fans to make this trek over. So my gut tells me they're going to have American food there. And English food's horrible. So, like, American food will be served. Oh, English food's awful. You ever had English food? English food's horrific. Oh, they have no taste buds. Salt is a foreign thing to English people. They don't know what it is. He's Dave Sharapan. I'm Matt Perrault. I'm back tomorrow with Joe Ranieri for Farrar John. Dave will be on us as well. You got SportsGrid coming up at the top of the hour for the guys back in New York. Thank you for everything. Good job out of you guys. We're back next Friday night right here on SportsGrid.